everyone, and welcome to another playoff edition of Instant Replay, where I give you my take on the most controversial calls from the conference semifinals second legs. I'm Simon Borg. Let's go straight to RFK Stadium, where there was controversy surrounding the Red Bulls' goal, which virtually sealed their passage to the next round. DC United argued that moments before that goal, the ball went out of play for a DC throw-in that was not flagged by the assistant. Now, there's one good replay here, and it's from the sideline cam. And I know your instinct likely says the ball's out, right? Wrong. We checked in with Pro on this, and Law 9 says the ball is out of play when, quote, it has wholly crossed the touchline. And here, the ball has not wholly crossed the line. In fact, you don't see any sliver of green between the ball and the touchline. And then there's the fact that well over 10 seconds go by before the final play for Peguluyundala's goal. There was plenty of defending that DC could have done between the alleged throw-in and the final goal. That was no consolation for DC forward Fabian Espindola, who was especially irate about the absence of a call, and he wasn't letting it go after the final whistle. You see him confronting the AR with a push, and that earned him a red card. Now, during the 90 minutes of regulation, it was the Red Bulls who were shown a red card, and it was a straight red to Roy Miller. There's no doubt about it for me. High leg, and the studs go right into the shoulder of DC's Sean Franklin. Miller claims he didn't see Franklin coming, but I'm not convinced. That's endangering the safety for me, and when you couple the red card suspension with the yellow card accumulation suspension that he picked up earlier in the game for this foul, it means the Costa Rican left back will be missing for the entire Eastern Conference Championship Series against the New England Revolution. But could there have been another red card in this one? Just before the final whistle, you see DC forward Eddie Johnson go up for a header, and he swings his right arm backward, striking defender Jamison Olave in the head. I felt there was more to this than just simply shielding for the ball. There was one other controversy at RFK Stadium. It's the 33rd minute when this cross by Bradley Wright Phillips is deflected by Bobby Boswell's hand in the box. This is a tough one. The ball is coming in at high speed, and you can argue Boswell didn't have time to react. But the position of Boswell's hand is mighty suspicious. It looks like he's trying to block the ball to me. Compared to RFK, it was a quiet match at StubHub Center, where the LA Galaxy rolled over Real Salt Lake by a 5-0 scoreline. The second goal may have had a hint of offside to it, but the freeze frame confirms that although assistant referee Adam Garner was trailing the play slightly, Robbie King did in fact get behind the ball before the final pass from Landon Donovan. A little later, we had the roughest tackle of the evening, RSL's Chris Schuler on LA's Stefan Ishizaki. I thought it was a hard tackle, but a fair one. Referee Jair Marufo thought the same, kept the cards in his pocket on that one. Referee Armando Villarreal had a bit of a busier time at Foxborough, showing 2 red cards in the match between the New England Revolution and Columbus Crew. The first one was issued to Ethan Finley in the 61st minute after this collision with goalkeeper Bobby Shuttleworth in the box. At first glance, I agreed with Villarreal, and I felt that Finley stuck his leg in there when he had no chance for the ball. But when you watch the replay in slow-mo a few times, you see that Finlay doesn't even try to make a play for the ball, and it's Shuttleworth's momentum that carries him into Finley's leg, ultimately resulting in the knock to the head. So it's no surprise that an independent review panel rescinded the red card fine and suspension on Tuesday. Finley's teammate was not as lucky. Justin Miram got a second yellow for this stomp on Revolution right back Kevin Alston in the 85th minute, but I would have been okay with a straight red. He's nowhere near the ball there. One foul that looked just as bad during this game was the 70th minute Charlie Davies collision with Michael Parkhurst. They both go in for the ball, and Davies falls on Parkhurst's right leg. There wasn't even a foul called on this, although I thought the entry was reckless enough for a simple yellow. Parkhurst was okay to continue. But he probably wasn't okay with the final result. 3 more goals conceded by the Crew at Gillette Stadium, and there was a question about the second Revs goal scored by Jose Gonçalves. But it's an excellent job by assistant referee Peter Manikowski, who sees that Gonçalves is perfectly in line with the last defender, Parkhurst, who keeps him on. Good goal, and the Revs advance to face the New York Red Bulls. And we end at CenturyLink Field, where referee Baldomero Toledo wasn't calling any penalty kicks. He just wasn't, and I thought there were a couple. I felt that Dallas winger Fabian Castillo was fouled in the box in the 19th minute. Not only is there the shoulder charge into Castillo's back from Zach Scott, but the broadcast also spotted contact at the legs too. Toledo says play on, and Castillo can't believe it. His teammate Andres Escobar also went down in the box in the 81st minute, but I agree with Toledo here. There's not enough on that play. Zach Scott doesn't seem to get enough of a grasp on Escobar, and the Dallas player put some theatrics into his fall. Seattle's Brad Evans was also hoping to win a penalty for the Sounders in the 10th minute when he's sandwiched between 2 defenders. Now, the broadcast didn't offer us a replay, but from this angle, it doesn't look like there's too much to that either. While there might be a slight nudge from Moises Hernandez, I think Evans goes down a little too easy. But I thought the Seattle Sounders could have probably had at least a penalty kick, probably two, in the second half. First, in the 52nd minute, Dallas goalkeeper Chris Seitz doesn't get the ball, and he rolls into Obafemi Martins, tripping him up. No call from the ref. And then 6 minutes later, I thought Martin's strike partner, Clint Dempsey, was also fouled in the box. He tries to squeeze by two Dallas players, but it's Javon Watson who hooks his left leg in front of Dempsey and brings him down. No call from Toledo there either. Seattle ultimately don't score, but they still advance to the Western Conference Championship in 2 weeks. And until then, that's all we have for now. For our editor, Abner Aceves, I'm Simon Borg. See you next time.